Hello, party people, and welcome to another episode of Cast Party, the official podcast of Shea's Performing Arts Center. My name is Rita Sirianni, and with me today I have my co-party hosts, Juliana Tracy.
Hello.
And in this corner, Kenneth Lazewski.
What did I do wrong? There's 2 episodes in a row I've been called Kenneth right out the bat.
I know, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
As usual.
As usual, but I've made it to episode 8 without being replaced.
We'll see, because we have a special guest today.
Oh, no.
Who you might have heard already.
It's another audition to replace me today.
Yes, every interview is us trying to replace you. Juliana, we'll get the right fit.
We'll find them one day.
A little paranoia, Ken?
Every time.
Yes. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce everyone to Shea's very own Group Sales Manager, Mary Oshei.
Woo!
Yay!
Mary, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome, Rita. Happy to be here.
Can you tell the folks at home a little bit about what you do at Shea's?
So I do the group sales of 10 or more for Shea's 710 Theater and also for the Smith Theater. And I also sell the boxes, which everyone thinks are only for royalty and are like $1 million a piece, but they're not. They're for everybody, and they're only usually $900 a piece for a Broadway show or $1,000 for a Saturday night
and
or big night. We have 8. That price includes 8 seats, wine, water, beer.
Right.
Ooh, wait, beer, wine, water. I used to have this like so
There's
down.
some cheese or some sweets.
I think, and the opportunity
and a little
to speak
cookies and coffee and little charcuterie, like you said.
And everyone gets to see you watching the show and feel jealous.
Do people do it to be seen?
Yes.
Like they want to be seen in the box, to be like, look at me in the box. There was a lady dancing last night.
Okay.
In the box after.
I always tell people not to dance.
She was dancing. My wife she was dancing before, during, and after. Like the show, the lights are on, and she was still.
The reason I tell people that specifically is because when we had Hairspray here, it's hard not to dance to Hairspray.
It is.
I don't think I was working here yet, and I was dancing in the box. And I went to the butcher's the next day. I went to Johnny's Butcher's on Hurdle, and the gal behind the counter said, "Oh, I think I saw you in the box of Shea last night." And I was very. I wasn't really embarrassed, but I felt kind of stupid. And so I always tell people, not only can you see everyone, but everyone can see you. So,
they might have been watching you instead of Hairspray.
Yeah,
They might have been watching you dancing.
Those poor people.
Take that, Tracy Turnblad.
It's like our shows are not sing-alongs. Just that's an official notification to everyone listening. Our shows are not sing-alongs, so people think they are. If we have a sing-along sometime, we'll let you know. But so far, none of the ones on the season, please don't stand up and sing, even though you'll be tempted to do so. But anyway, so I sell the boxes. I sell groups of 10 or more. I've been here 18 years.
Whoa! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, right. Me either. Before that, I worked in New York City for a producer for the Schuberts in New York, and I sold group sales there. And before that, I sold groups because I worked for a motor coach company. Niagara Scenic. So, which was fun. I mean, it's all fun. It's selling fun. I mean, when I was at Niagara Scenic, I was selling tours, and here, you're selling fun. So it's really wonderful.
Whoa, I had no idea you had such a long career in group sales specifically.
Well, what happened was I was in the motor coach operation for like 15 or 20 years, and then my uncle got sick in New York City, and I went to New York to help take care of him. And after he passed away, I was kind of sitting around cleaning his place up, and they had a show in New York called The Scarlet Pimpernel.
Yes, you brought it up. The Scarlet Pimpernel.
So I had not been to a Broadway show in like 25 years before then. And so I went by myself to Scarlet Pimpernel, and it rocked my world. It totally rocked my world. And after the show, it was at the Minskoff, where they just had the Jimmies. And I was sitting there after the curtain came down. I was sitting there just like I was in shock. And finally, one of the house managers came up and said, "Lady, you gotta leave."
Oh, my God.
And I ended up going back. I came back to Buffalo, And I went back and saw the show 18 more times, and then I moved to New York.
18 times?
Oh, honey, that was nothing.
You gotta tell, because I tell my mom about like everyone here at Shea's, and I always joke, I'm like, Mary Oshei is who I want to be when I grow up, because she has such a cool history with specifically the Scarlet Pimpernel, and I would love you to go into more depth about that.
Yes, that's literally what one of my questions was. It was like, Scarlet Pimpernel, as a cult favorite, what makes that show so special to you?
Ooh.
Well, it was my favorite book in high school.
Oh, I didn't know it was a book.
Yep, absolutely a book. Baroness Orczy is the woman who wrote it. Okay. She wrote many other books as well. And I read it when I was in high school at SAM. And I remember sitting in the library. We had a little alcove. And anyway. So, and I just loved it. I loved Sir Percy. I loved everything. I was interested in French history, and it takes place during the Revolution. And he's a hero. And swashbuckling, the whole thing. And the guy that played him on Broadway was magnificent. In fact, recently we had the DeLorean here, and there are a few kind of groupies hanging around, and I was working with someone else in my department, and we were kind of babysitting the car, and I said, I know the MO of these groupies because I was a groupie.
A Pimpernel groupie.
There's Back to the Future groupies?
Well, they were for the DeLorean, frankly.
Wow, the
car really was. People just went crazy for the car.
Is that here now?
It was.
No,
here.
it was.
Yeah.
It was at the stadium one time.
Yep.
Canal Side was where I babysat.
It was at Oshei.
Oshei Hospital, named after my great uncle.
Thank you for letting people know, because that's the question I always get. Yep.
And then it was under our marquee on Tuesday night, opening night,
which looked very cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah, it does look cool.
I have to say. I mean, not a car person, but.
Is it done now? Is it still going, or is it the car?
Probably on to the next.
Up to the next.
I don't. Yeah, the car is elsewhere, but Back to the Future is still playing at Shea's Performing Arts Center until Sunday. We have 2 shows. Today's Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it might be when we air. I don't know.
It'll be gone by the time we air.
Okay. Boo-hoo for you people who didn't see it.
You should have saw it. Yeah. It was
fabulous show. Adorable Marty. OMG.
I love Lorraine.
She
was my favorite character.
She was, that makes sense. She's a hot chick.
Did I not say that when we got? Sorry, Bree, that's my wife. Did I not say that when we got coffee? I was like, Lorraine's hot. Yeah, my brother and I both said that.
You have a wife?
She was at the show yesterday.
And very talented.
Very talented. So,
very talented. Sorry. Yep, she's great. Wonderful, talented,
you
beautiful voice.
You mentioned that you were a Scarlet Pimpernel groupie. What did that entail? Like, what was?
You just want me to?
I want you to tell the whole
Juliana
thing.
wants all the tea. She wants the scoop.
Well, so after I saw the show, I actually think I had only seen it once. And I came home, and I was sitting in the Hourglass restaurant with my mother, and I just talked about it. I'm a talker anyway, but she said, well, why don't you go see it again? Now, it never occurred to me to see a show again, especially when it's Manhattan and I live here. So I was like, bing, big mistake, Mom.
Light bulb moment.
The light bulb, right.
So I started going back, and I would fly in on Friday, see it Friday night, 2 times Saturday, 1 time Sunday, and fly out Sunday night.
Oh my God.
See what Mary did with the Scarlet Pimpernel or whatever it's called?
Pimpernel.
Oh my God.
I called the Pimpernel.
I don't know what it's called. The Scarlet Pimpernel.
It's actually a classic story,
It's like mincemeat. Remember
God, mincemeat.
He's just trying to provoke you now, Mary.
And
it'll work.
What Mary does with this trips is like what I do at Disney.
Yeah.
I fly out. Like, you don't have to take any vacation. Boom, you're there, and you're quick flight, nonstop, or the train, whatever you did.
I did. I always Continental used to fly, and they were cheap, and I would go into, and I was by myself.
Boom.
And I would go into Newark and take a bus into. Oh, it was such a cinch. It was great.
Yeah, that's
great.
That sounds seamless. I love it.
Yes. Continent, and then JetBlue into. So anyway, so the first time I went back, I had more nerve, and afterwards I went to the stage door, and all these people were there. And at the Minskoff, there's like an alleyway, so when you come up, and there were a bunch of people there. So I went over, and it was like, well, geez, I want to do this. So I got to meet some people, and the next time I went, I managed to get in touch with someone who was connected with the show, and I got a backstage tour with the lead, Douglas.
No way.
Sills. And he was amazingly wonderful. The whole cast was adorable. And anyway, I ended up seeing the show. So I saw it 18 times, and then I moved to Manhattan. I made a whole bunch of friends that were all pimpies.
I'm obsessed with that.
That's the name of the group.
Well, it was the League of the Scarlet Pimpernel, but
that was the code. The League. That sounds very. The
League of the Scarlet Pimpernel. Wow. And we had pins, and people. I didn't dress up, but I did wear black and red, which were the colors.
I love this.
This is amazing.
I'm obsessed.
It was totally an obsession, and and then I met. The show went on tour. It closed in Manhattan. Actually closed in Manhattan shortly after I moved there. But then it went on tour. So I went to many, many different cities: Chicago, Philadelphia, and I went to L.A. and I met a bunch of friends, people in L.A. at the stage door, and we got to be very good friends. One of them, Barbara, if you're listening to this, is coming to visit me in Canada, at my house in Canada. She's coming from PA. But they all there were a whole bunch of us, and we traveled together. So we went all over, and I ended up seeing the show 69 times.
Oh my God.
Total.
I love that. That's amazing.
But I didn't want to say 69 times all the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to cut that, but so
round it to 70.
So, no, I made it 70 because they were doing it at Stratford. So I went to Stratford so I could say 70.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was a different Pimpernel, but it was still Pimpernel.
So has there ever been a show since the Scarlet Pimpernel that's really caught your interest or come close?
Absolutely, yes. Dead Outlaw, thank you very much, is the most recent.
R.I.P.
Which, thank you very much, Tonys, for squelching 3 good shows because they didn't win.
What do you mean squelch?
Betty Boop just is closing. They announced it.
Which is a crime against humanity. I got my, speaking of, we have stuffed animals in front of us right now. I got the Pudgy dog.
Oh, he's cute.
He's adorable. I just got him.
Nice. He is adorable.
Wait, so what happens to Boop?
So they're closing, and so is Dead Outlaw is closing, I think, in 3 days, and so is Smash.
And Real Women Have Curves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
Mary, you just explained to me Dead Outlaw 2 weeks ago.
Well,
it's really good.
Dead.
That's
now
how
it is.
It was always dead. That's the point.
Dead, but like,
your daddy's dead.
Do they go right on tour
And
after
so are you.
They might go on tour.
Do they go on tour? It depends.
I don't think Outlaw will go on tour, but we'll find out from their lead producer, who is our presenter here.
Come on, Albert.
But is that it, though? Is that once it's
that's what happens. When Pimpernel closed, that was the name of their tune, baby. It's over. So, people, you need to see these shows before they close.
Yeah.
Said it straight.
Band's Visit, that was another wonderful show.
Which one?
The Band's Visit.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was a few years ago. But I love Spring Awakening. I like a lot of different shows. I don't like a lot of shows other people like.
I agree a lot with some of Mary's opinions, and then other ones I'm like, Mary.
What's an example? What's an example of what Juliana said? What's an example of one that you guys
can we say?
like?
We can't. I don't know if we can say.
No.
Say what? Why can't we say it? Juliana loves Annie.
It's all Annie's not a problem. And, and let me tell you something else. Annie sells tickets.
And the boxes are filled
Bring
for
it on.
Annie.
Not a problem.
Well, actually,
sarcastically, I don't mind Annie.
But for example, I don't like Sondheim.
Oh, really?
See, that's what I was like. I love Sondheim.
Juliana likes it.
Oh, right. Everybody likes Sondheim except me. I think it's The Emperor with No Clothes. But be that as it may. And there are a whole bunch of other ones I don't like, but I'm not going to say it because when they come,
you don't want to.
I have to tell you how much I love them.
Well, kind of like
right, you got to sell the box. Yeah, right.
As a tangent, like what makes a show specifically good for group sales? What are the magic ingredients?
Ooh, well, the music. That's why I like Dead Outlaw and Band's Visit because I like David Yazbek's music, and he has, like in Dead Outlaw, they have a fabulous ballad, then they have kind of a swinging song, like a Sinatra type song, And then they rock and roll. Your mama's dead. So
Your dad is dead.
And so are you.
It's so good. It is so good.
oh, it's the best.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
Ken, you got it.
Dead outlaw. Squelched. Sorry, Dead Outlaw. Sorry. Go see it. Oh, no, you can't see it. Never mind.
You have till June 29th, I think, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like-
it's a scream in another
that's super-
48
weekend.
hours.
Or you can just listen to this over and over again and hear Mary and Rita and Juliana
And
sing.
Ken.
Well, I don't even know what I was saying. I was just saying Dead over and over again.
See? Funny show. Just
It is.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a true story.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I mean, Pimpernel, I love a swashbuckling hero. I like the hero to be a hero. I don't like sadness. I must not mind death, evidently, because Spring Awakening has a few.
Oh, yeah.
And your mama's dead. So I must not mind that stuff, but I do love a swashbuckler. I do like a happy ending.
That's important.
So, and of course, it's nice to have a few foxy actors on stage.
Yes.
I already got myself in trouble with one comment this episode about Lorraine, so I'm not saying a word. Dead outlaw. I'll just sing the whole time. The rest of the thing. Dead.
Oh my God.
I'll just sing. Oh my God.
So, Mary, when you're selling to groups, do you have like a go-to pitch line when you're trying to get people excited? I mean,
Well, it's easy. When I was working in New York City, I was delivering tickets one time, and it was for the Full Monty. Now, the Full Monty is a fantabulous show, and it happened to be up against the producers, which won everything, which is a bad idea. I don't like it when one show wins everything at the Tonys, because it's saying, don't see anything else, anybody. Just go to this show. And it's so baloney, and unless it's being specific. But anyway, but
there's exceptions. Yeah.
So like this year, the one good thing about the Tonys is they spread around the winning, and I do like that, because there's so many beautiful shows, and like Full Monty, just fabulous. But anyway, so I was delivering the tickets. So the woman said, "What's it about? I kind of don't know." So of course I proceeded to sing and dance for her right there in some alley where I was handing her the tickets. So I do get excited when I love the show. I kind of go from 0 to 60. When I don't like a show, I can always find something, though. There's some shows and it just has super choreography or costumes or sets. There's always something wonderful you can talk about, even if you're not crazy about the show itself.
And speaking of costumes, didn't you meet? We did the one episode with the Shea.
The Shea
show.
episode.
Oh, Bob Mackey.
I remember that still. That story when you told us upstairs.
Yeah, you sent us a picture.
Yeah, the
next day.
Yep.
That was wild.
Because there's everything's connected to Pimpernel. So one of the guys, George Dvorsky, was in Pimpernel and became a very dear friend. Hi, George. And so he did a show called Pete and Keeley off-Broadway, and it was adorable. And the writer of Pete and Keeley, Jim Heinman, was actually in Pimpernel #1, and #2, he was recently in the Gilded Age.
Oh yeah.
And so Bob Mackey did the fabulous costumes for Pete and Keeley. I was there opening night, so was he. He had on a cashmere jacket. I put my arm around him, whispered cashmere to all my friends, smiled at him, and somebody shot the picture. And he was so awesome. We met many, many years later, and he signed the picture.
Oh my God, he signed it?
Yeah.
And he's the Shea show.
He's a costume
He
designer.
also did, he's
Costume,
a
that's why he's-
famous
Yeah.
costume
Yeah.
designer.
And that show is known for that.
I mean,
Shea show, right?
It's one of
He
what
might have
he's
done Carol Burnett.
I think he did. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wasn't he responsible for the the drapes outfit? If you know Carol Burnett, you know exactly what outfit I'm talking about. When she's doing like a Gone with the Wind parody.
Now we might-
And she comes down on the staircase and in Gone with the Wind, she's wearing a dress. She makes a dress out of curtains, but in this parody, the curtains are literally just like on her shoulders, but it's a dress on it. And I think he made that famous iconic
awesome.
dress.
I mean, we could be all wet, and it might not be
It could
Bob
be
Mackey,
wrong,
but I really think it was. My mistake if it wasn't.
I remember it was like somebody like when I read her memoir, and I was like, oh my God, that's iconic. Like I know who that is, and I think that I could be wrong. Correct us, someone chime in. But
that is awesome. We had to cut out a Carol Burnett up here for a while.
I love Carol Burnett.
Did we have a cutout?
We had a large
Carol?
cutout. Yes, we did, because we had Darth. Then we had a Carol Burnett.
My favorite
was
was
like
Hannigan and Annie. 1982.
Yep.
Tim Curry.
Yep.
He says I love Annie sarcastically,
See?
but I do
Juliana
love
loves
Carol
Annie.
Burnett as
Fair
Miss
enough.
Hannigan and Annie.
I know. I think it's great. She's just
Absolutely.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
I think it's one
Though
of my
not
favorites.
the best. That
I
movie's not
don't
the best
believe you
adaptation of the musical
Right.
at
Annie
all.
has a trained dog
I agree with you.
in it.
Good.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Anything else? No.
Yeah, one
That's
year
it?
we had Annie, and we had 3 dogs on stage. Toto was on stage, and there was some other.
Legally Blonde.
There you go, baby cakes.
Hey.
Oh my gosh! We had 3 dogs in one season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annie's
People love a dog. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of magic ingredients, if I know a dog's in a show, I'm like, oh, I'll be there.
Spoiler.
See it.
It's Back to the Future spoilers, but it's over now. No dog.
That's right.
The movie, Doc has a dog in the movie Einstein, and he
I
puts him in
didn't
the
even
car.
remember.
Yeah, no dog.
That's right. His name is Einstein.
His name is.
Good
I
job.
love the movie.
Yeah.
That's why I want to see this. This is my first
Well,
one.
that's why you know how to pronounce the words. Good.
Mine's
Called out.
So lame. Stop saying it.
I just want to narrate for the room, like, because you obviously can't see us. Ken actually almost did a spit take. He
really did.
was.
Take your time.
Just all right. We're
right,
good now.
moving.
Thank you.
Moving right along. So, Mary, when I first started here, it was right before or right when Hadestown was here, and you loved Hadestown.
I love Hadestown. I do. And the 2 leads are getting married. Did you see that? Yeah, really?
Yeah,
even Lozada.
I watched their proposal and like almost cried. Like it was so
please.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Did he do it on the beach or something, or what
No,
happened?
he brought her back to
No,
the
they
exact
went out.
spot they met in London. And he was like walking on the bridge, and there was like a band playing, and they're like, "Oh, like let's listen to this live band that's here." They were there to play for the engagement.
Reeve Carney.
He is game. Like, I was like, "This
Mary,
is a
guess
good
what?
proposal." Like-
Reeve copied me. My wife. I proposed the first time that we met, like at the spot.
I think
That's
Out here.
it.
Yeah.
that's
Very
not-
darling, honey.
Yeah,
Where was it? What spot?
right out here.
Outside of Shea's?
Yeah, she was trying to parallel park her car, and then she panicked, so she just drove by me.
Wow.
And I didn't think she was going to come back, but then she came back because I was standing in the spot
You
to save it
thought she
for her.
was gonna
Yeah.
leave.
I don't know.
Saw
She
you and
told me,
was
she's like,
"Oh,
I
blinding
I
is
panicked
bad."
because I didn't want to parallel park in front of you because you were saving the spot. So
I
she just-
kind of
she just drove
understand
by.
that,
Yeah, she
frankly.
just drove by, and then we went to Buffalo Proper, which is now not there anymore.
And people, when somebody's parallel parking, turn around because sometimes it takes several tries.
I just saw her just waving, like, I got a great spot.
Don't watch people do that.
I
That's
know.
my.
What was I
When
thinking?
people watch me park, I screw up right away.
Oh yeah.
See, I've
I
redeemed
did it
myself.
once. I did once. First time, great take, and you saw it.
Oh, that's right.
Mary is the best parallel parker in all of downtown Buffalo, especially when it comes to parking near the Electric City.
Yeah.
And it makes
where it
Rita's
was.
husband, who is the president of Electric
It makes
City, and
him
Rita's the first
crazy.
lady,
So
very angry.
wait, let me clarify. So, because Chris listens to these episodes,
This is a little inside scoop. Vinny, this is for you.
Chris.
This is more inside scoop.
Why would you bring him up?
I know.
Juliana's friend
like
Vinny likes all the
Beetlejuice.
scoop. He likes the scoop.
Ken is unleashed today. Yeah, no.
Scoop.
Let me give a quick scoop. So my husband is the production manager next door at Electric City. Sometimes he has to cone off bands, giant vans, and Mary is really good at getting as close as she can to the cones in the band's van, as she possibly can, to the point where the bands go, "Hey, production manager, what's going on?" And then him and Mary go, guys, you might have to
I
move.
used to work with buses. I talk to the bus drivers sometimes.
I've got a few more questions, Mary, and then I'll let you
Go
return
for
to your
it,
work
baby
day.
cakes.
All right, thank you.
You gotta return. We have to return our workday after this. How do we do that? What a wonderful thing! this
Easy.
is.
Go back and answer phone calls and emails. Boom.
Yeah, man. He'll
That's
be
the name of
okay.
that tune, baby. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good answer. There's the answer to my question.
What's one moment from your career that you'll never forget?
Oh, that's a good. Oh, there's so many. It's mostly. Oh, I would say David Suchet. So. David Suchet, who is Poirot on BBC, and I love him so much. It's palpable. And I just love the man. Anyway, so he was in a show, The Last Confession, in Toronto. And I had an old picture because he was in the Music Box Theater in Mozart, the Mozart one.
Oh, Amadeus.
And so I got a real good picture with David Suchet. And so I wrote a letter, copied the picture, put the picture in the envelope, and I sent it to the company manager up at the theater in Toronto. And I dropped it off before the show, went to the show, and after the show I went in the back to pick it up. And oh my God, he's the cutest man. And so I go and I knock on the door. I'm like, Mary Oshei for the picture. And he was in the back and he waved. The company manager gave it to me. I walked out and I'm sitting there talking. There were a bunch of British actors, so actually some of them looked familiar. So I stood there and shot the breeze.
Yes.
Clean. Ooh. And so then I'm standing there and the door opens. David Suchet opens the door and he looks out. And I had written on the picture, when I signed the letter to him, I wrote my nickname, which is Mimo. So he signed it to Mimo from David Suchet. Aww. So he opens up the door and he looks out and he sees me and he goes, "Hi, Mimo." Aww. Oh my God, I melted. I got to the Peace Bridge like 3 hours later. I get to the Peace Bridge and the guy at the bridge is like, "Where were you?" And I said, I was at the Shaw Festival and I met David Suchet and it was so exciting. And the custom guy looks at me, he goes, "How cool are you?"
Oh my God! And the customs guy was good about it. I was gonna say that was not the
so
end.
Nice.
That's so cute. It was such a great experience.
Wow!
Oh my God! I love the Shaw Festival.
Canada.
Yeah.
God bless Canada. You got that right.
An awesome story.
For this upcoming season, what do you think will have the most groups, and what show are you most excited for?
Okay, first of all, we have Wicked coming. All right, it's coming at the same time the second half of the movie's coming. So obviously, I have over 3,000 seats ordered for Wicked already, wow. And it's not. Oh. I don't even know how much those seats cost yet. Okay, John. Anyway,
keep adding for sure.
Okay, so that disqualifies itself.
Right.
Okay. So there's some other. So first of all, I think the night before the Cirque du Soleil show is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really unusual, and of course Christmassy, blah blah blah, holidays. But then the other one is Suffs.
You're excited for Suffs?
I'm very, very excited for Suffs. I saw it on Broadway. It was phenomenal. And, of course, I love the story of the suffragettes. Sure. And I had seen on PBS, they have maybe they even have a Frontline, although those are usually current. But anyway, it was probably American Experience. And they had a thing about the suffragettes that was so informative. And this show goes along with it. They tell a lot of things. A lot of the stories are true. And so I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
Wow, you and Rachel, who was our last guest, had the same answers, and I think that's really interesting. Cirque du Soleil, which I could never say right, and Suffs.
Right. And I mean, it's a great season. The Notebook's going to be cool.
Oh,
Water for Elephants, that's going to be another good seller. That was the one that I said
I wanted to see. The
Notebook. Yeah, you want to see the Notebook?
Oh, that's that'll be good.
Well, this will be cut, but this is my remark right here is this is an example of our difference of opinion. I love the Notebook.
Well, I sat next to Beth, one of my colleagues in New York City, and she was weeping her head off.
Aww.
At that, and I'm like, really? But anyway.
But that's nice because it's kind of what we've been talking about, which is one show that might be your thing might be not someone else's,
right.
But
that's why I don't think we should cut this. It's okay to have different.
I always say that's what makes the world go round.
And I love Les Mis, so we'll fight.
And I think it's very sad.
But another thing,
to fight about it. That's just okay.
Oh, that's
we're
funny.
Me and Mary, it's okay if we have a difference in opinion. Me and you can.
Oh my Mary!
Square up.
Do something.
But the other thing is, I always say that's what makes the world go round. But here's the other thing: snobby me in the olden days. I used to think, New York City, I saw it in New York. Well, guess again, Pilgrim. I've seen several shows here that were, and I have to say, the guy that played Hades in Hadestown was every bit as good as Patrick Page. Ooh. I loved the guy that was on our stage. We have I have seen several touring shows that are better here than they are in Manhattan. They get their stuff together when the show closes in New York, and they pull the best. And people are like, oh, how are they going to do MJ? How are they going to pull somebody that's as good as Michael Jackson? Guess what? Walk around New York sometime. Walk around a subway sometime and see how many talented people are singing on the sidewalk and dancing on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Believe me, they've got a lot of people to choose from in Manhattan when they're putting a show on tour.
And you know what? We have wonderful, talented people right at Shea's.
Absolutely.
Juliana.
Despise you.
Oh my God.
Is the best singer in the whole world.
Well, I'll tell you.
She sang Fleetwood Mac at the cycle thing.
That's actually incorrect.
Oh shit! It wasn't Fleetwood Mac.
Simon, honey.
Yeah, whatever the hell it was. It was so good.
My
Who
God.
else did that song? Jim Taylor? I don't know, but Carly made it famous. Crazy man.
Yeah, call him out, Mary.
I tried so hard.
I love Fleetwood Mac.
Keep him humble.
Wish I could.
I don't actually love Fleetwood Mac.
Again, Mary.
see?
Another one.
I am missing my Brian Wilson, my dear Brian Wilson. I just loved that man. I loved him way more than the Beach Boys when they split. I loved his new stuff. I grew up with the Beach Boys and loved them, but I miss my Brian Wilson something fierce.
Aw,
Love that
R.I.P.
man. Anyway, I digress.
Oh my gosh. No, Mary, this has been a really, really fun conversation.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I wanted to do a really quick rapid fire, so I'll just ask questions really quickly and you can answer. Sound good? All right.
All right.
Favorite theater snack?
Water.
That sounds really healthy. Nice one. That's why your skin's so nice. Dream show to sell out every night. It's true. Moisturize.
Dream show to sell out. Wicked.
There we go. Period. Playbill you'll never throw away.
Well, I only have about 70 of them, but probably Pimpernel.
You have 70 Pimpernel playbills?
Well, sure. I never. I always
Well, if
brought
you
one
saw
home.
them, yeah.
No, I just love that.
If
Okay.
you saw them 70 times.
Yeah.
Bring the receipts.
Yeah.
Nobody can,
Oh,
question
but
that
also
story.
maybe Sean Hayes from
Good luck, Oscar.
Say Goodnight.
Oh, Say Goodnight,
No,
Good night, Oscar.
No, say goodnight.
Oscar.
Yeah. I remember it.
It was right, and I love Oscar Levant too, which is why. But anyway, you went there with me. But anyway, go ahead.
That's right. Orchestra or mezzanine?
Orchestra front row.
Sorry.
Sorry, people.
Sorry, people.
Your neck doesn't hurt?
I have been, but okay, I'm sorry, this can't be rapid, but in the 18th time I saw Pimpernel, I sat upstairs and I saw the backdrop for the first song the first time, after it was the 18th time I saw the show.
Oh my God.
So, if you want to see the whole damn show, sit upstairs. If you want to have them spit on you, sit downstairs.
Sold.
Depends on your fan
Sold.
experience you're looking for. All right. I'd sell 100 group tickets tomorrow if you gave me a revival of blank.
I would say anything goes, except it's at the Shaw, so people are going to see that.
Oh, I'd like
Vinny
to go
has
see
been
it.
trying to get me to go see
Vinny.
it. I
Vinny.
go.
The infamous
We said he's here. He's in the building.
He's in the room with us.
Do you
We
know
said
what
his
I
name
would
3
sell
times.
100 tickets to?
Book of Mormon.
Hunchback.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Well, people, Hercules is coming, and we'll see how they fix that little beauty up.
There we go, because we heard the muses are great.
The muses rock
Yes.
the world.
But they should have just gone with classic.
It's like 4 Supremes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm obsessed. All right, last question. Final bow or overture?
Final bow.
Ooh. Nicely done, Mary. Thank you so
People.
much.
Juliana, what do you say? Let's see if you're matched up on this one.
What?
Are you and Mary on the same page? Final bow? or
Final bow?
overture?
Yeah, because I feel like the final bow, you get to congratulate the actors for.
Oh.
We get to scream and yell.
Yeah, you get to scream and yell, show your appreciation for the show. While the overture was technically written to be like when people walk in the building. But now for some reason our culture has changed, in which the overture starts when everyone is seated. So some of those really long musicals, like Gypsy, for example, has like a notoriously long. So we all just kind of sit there and wait for the show to start, like in the pitch black.
Absolutely
so
right.
I'm impatient. I want my show to start. Yeah. So I'm like,
this was education. I didn't know what that meant. So this is selfishly why I had. I knew Juliana would explain. She explains this all so well.
So theater term of the week, overture.
Overture, yeah. It's like it's kind of does like a medley of like the orchestra will do a medley of the
tunes
that comes up beforehand, like while you're sitting in your seats and waiting for the show to start. I'm notoriously impatient. I want to see everything.
Yeah,
I'm excited to listen to it. I appreciate the orchestra. I love the orchestra, but I'm also clapping for them at the end. So I want to show my appreciation. And
thank you for your work tonight.
Yeah. Like that's the most high energy part of this. I mean, the shows I'm sure are all high energy, but like that's like the final like woo.
I want to see them standing all across the stage in front of us. And they do that for this show, for Back to the Future, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And it's so cute. And since it doesn't matter, they all have Marty's red vest
on.
That's right.
Even the music director. It is adorable.
I loved it.
I saw the red puffer vest on the orchestra, on the conductor's music stand earlier today, and I was wondering why it was there. So that makes sense.
So cute.
And now I have my Marty McBear.
I love this bear.
Who also has a red puffer jacket.
Yes, he does.
It's the best piece of merch I've ever bought. You sure? All right. Mary Oshei. I am. Thank you so much for being on our Cast Party podcast. You are also our first listener. You listen to all of our lost episodes.
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Thank you for being a part of this in so many different ways.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you, little Cast Party. Okay, love it.
Some quick campus shout outs. So yes, Back to the Future is closed, but if you want to get stoked, Disney's Beauty and the Beast tickets are on sale now, and performances are August 20th to the 24th. And of course, tickets are on sale for Dreamgirls at Shea's 710, and those performances are September 10th through the 28th. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the vibes, got some exciting tea. Go check out Scarlet Pimpernel, and we'll see you at rehearsal. Until then, the movie, yes,
the book,
the soundtrack.
Find a slime tutorial.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I remember that. No sliming. No slime.
No sliming.
I don't know what that is.
Well, go there.
You off air.
But until then, Ken, why don't you play us out?
And let me go scoot over to the piano.
Cast Party is presented by Shea's Performing Arts Center.
Produced by Cassandra Lippert, Ken Lazewski, myself, Juliana Tracy, and Rita Sirianni.
Theme song by John Michael Ogletree.
Audio mixing by Dave Lenhart.
Logo and graphics designed by Acacia Crozier.
Marketing and social media by Bridget Neeson.
Please rate, review, and subscribe to Shea's Performing Arts Center presents Cast Party, wherever exceptional podcasts are downloaded.
Or visit us at sheas.org.
Bye-bye.